You give your team recognition all the time. You tell them when they're doing well, you acknowledge their work, but they still don't feel valued. You're giving them recognition when what they actually need is validation. And there's a massive difference. I'm Zoe Thompson, and I work with leaders to help them to be more efficient, more effective, and build self-sufficient, confident, and resilient teams. I help leaders to be better leaders with better balance so that they can go home on time and take a week off, knowing that their team have got everything handled in their absence. So let me explain the difference. Recognition. This is the acknowledgement of praise, of an achievement or a quality. It's external. It's you noticing something someone did and you're telling them what you've noticed. You're sharing your observation. Your report was excellent. You handled that client call really well. So acknowledging the performance or the outcomes. Validation is the action of checking or proving validity or accuracy of something. In a human sense, it's affirming someone's feelings, experiences, or contributions are real, important, and matter. It's internal. It's them feeling seen, feeling heard, feeling understood, and feeling valued as a person. So there is a key difference. Recognition is external. You telling someone they did a good job. Validation is internal. Them feeling like they matter, that their contribution matters, and that their growth matters. Recognition is surface level, good work on that project. Validation is deeper, touches on their human psychological needs for contribution, significance, and growth. You can give lots of recognition and your team can still feel invisible. Give validation and suddenly people start to feel truly seen. Recognition says what you did was good. Validation says who you are matters and what you, specifically you, bring to this team matters. With a lot of leaders, they fall into that rhythm, into that routine of giving recognition. It's performance feedback. And that can feel very surface level to the individual who is in receipt of that information because it's not creating the validation. It's not creating that conversation that helps that individual to feel significant, to feel like they belong, to feel like it's not just the work that they do, it's who they are. And them as a human is important, not just their productivity. You can tell your team that they're doing well and they still may not feel valued. Recognition is about performance. Validation is about belonging. Both are important. And as a leader, you want to ensure that in your feedback, whether that's in formal one-to-ones or in more informal conversations, you want to be covering both. Every person on your team is going to have fundamental human, psychological, and emotional needs. They need to know that their work matters, that it's not just about busyness, it's not just about productivity, it's not just what they do that moves things forward. They need to know that their contribution is important, that without them, certain things wouldn't happen. They need to feel significant. They need to know that they matter. Not just what they do, that they as an individual matter, that their voice matters, their ideas matter, that they are not replaceable, that they're valued as a person and not just their role. And in a world where roles are becoming less secure and people do feel like they can be replaced very easily, whether it's through technology or just by reducing sizes of teams and organizations, people need to feel that they are important, that what they do, what they contribute is significant. And they need to feel and see the growth or the opportunities for growth. They need to know that they're developing, that there's a path, that you see potential in them, that you're invested in them getting better, not just to extract more performance from them, but because you see that longevity in their position, longevity in the organization, because you want them to stay. Recognition alone doesn't touch these three human psychological needs. Validation does. When leaders don't address these needs, we are increasing the risk of people leaving, even if the job is good. even if the pay is good, even if they like you as their manager, if those needs are not met, then disengagement happens. And this is definitely something to watch out for with your high performers. Team members that do excellent work but don't feel that their contribution matters because the leader doesn't show them that impact. They're going to feel very technically competent, but they're not going to feel significant. They're going to feel invisible, whether that's in meetings, whether that's in decision making, or whether that's in that group environment. They're not growing. So they're doing the same thing year after year without that development conversation. This is why people are leaving organizations. The disengagement is on the increase. People aren't leaving because they don't like their job. They're leaving because they don't feel valued or significant, or that there are opportunities for their growth in the position or in the organization that they are in. I've talked about the Gallup research before, but what that research is telling us is so incredibly important. 20% of people globally are engaged at work. It's the lowest since 2020, which means 80% are disengaged. So what are the key drivers? People don't know that they're valued. People don't know that their work matters, and people don't know where they're going. So there's no clarity on their growth or their future. Here's 3 things that the individuals on your team need to know. This connects to their 3 psychological, emotional needs. They need to know I'm valued, significance, not just for what I do, for who I am, and that requires validation, not just recognition. My work is valued. I need to see the impact. I need to understand how my role and how my work fits in with that bigger picture. I need to know that what I do matters. And I need to know the connection between my work, the rest of the team, the rest of the department, the rest of the organization, and what we deliver outside of that. I need to know where I'm going. I need to know that my personal growth needs will be met where I am. I need to know that I can keep pushing to reach my full potential, either in the role that I'm in or in opportunities that are going to come my way. I need a clear development path. I need to understand what's possible. And I need to know that you, as my leader, believe in my future. We know that organizations with high engagement create environments where people know these 3 things. And we know that most organizations give recognition, performance feedback, but don't create conditions for validation, for significance, for contribution, for growth and visibility to be recognized. And there's a huge difference. We can measure performance. We can do one-to-one feedback on performance. We create bonuses on performance, but we need to make sure that recognition is woven in to that feedback process. It's so incredibly important, especially if we want to retain our high-performing people, the people who add so much value to our team. So what does this look like? It's not just saying you've done a great job on that report. It's also adding the validation. The analysis that you did showed how much you think strategically about the business. It shows your capability. And actually, it also tells us that we need to develop you for that next role. This is the kind of thinking that we're looking for in leadership. You are telling them that you see, you value, and you recognize their potential, and you are seeing an opportunity or want to see opportunities for them to lean into that potential and grow within their team, within their role, within the organization. Engagement isn't about recognition. It's about people knowing that they feel valued. I'll say it again. People need to know that they are valued, that their work matters, and that you are brought in to their growth and their future. This is why the feedback conversations matter so much. It's not just about telling people what they did wrong or right. It's not just about identifying where they can be better. It's creating moments that help them to feel validated, where they see the significance of their contribution, where they understand how they are growing. If your team knows that they're valued, then they know that their work matters and they know where they're going. And if they know where they're going, they'll stay, develop, they'll perform. And that all feeds into intentional leadership. Think about your own team. Who needs to know that they're valued right now? Who needs that recognition? Who needs to hear this conversation? Think about your light bulb from what I've talked about in this video and what you will turn into a next step. Remember, your next steps, keep it small, keep it simple, and make it specific. Think about where you can implement this in this next working week. And if you want more, we've got the leadership community. You are welcome to join us. The details are on the website. Go and check out more videos here on the YouTube channel, or on the website for blogs if you prefer written content. And if you want to have a chat to see how we can work together, then feel free to drop me a message, or you can book in a call on the website. Details are below, but I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what your light bulb is, and I would love to hear what your next steps are.